Live. As always, not financial advice and for educational purposes only. What a day in the market. Let's talk about it because when I went live Sunday evening and discussed a lot of these things, they've played out very quickly of what can happen and why. This month started out below the bull bear line right here. Couldn't hold it. We tested levels. We had one news candle that broke it, but we had four bounces here. Once we broke that 29,336 on the NASDAQ, we knew from last month and this month how important that area was, because here was last month here. You can see it held at the end of the month. We started off the beginning of the month just the same. Into the middle of the month. Once it broke, it's been, waterfall down. All right. We did retest it from the bottom, and now here we sit. When I did my video on Sunday, we were here somewhere. Hey, as long as this holds, because we got here Friday. Remember I told you Phil bought it. We talked on the phone. He bought it Sunday night into Monday. It gapped up 500, 600 points. So that 28.1 was a great buy. When it breaks, it's not a great buy anymore. You have to get out. So either you're scalping profit here or you're holding for a swing. When it breaks this 28,179, you get out of the way. And this is what happened. Once it broke, we retest, and here we come all the way almost to the overshoot, 27,022. And I gave you all those statistics of how rare it is that we get down here, how rare it is that we test that level, how rare it is that we close below S2 on the monthly. We have, 2 trading days left in this month, in July. We know that we close above this, I think it's 94%, whatever that data was that I look back on for 20 years. The S2 for the monthly, we usually close above it 94% of the time. That's a very important statistic to know. I think we only reach S3 3% of months do we reach S3. So that just tells you, and that's a 20 years worth of data that populates up here at the top of the screen. And I could change my chart to a 20-year one day and give you that, but I just want to review when these levels, it's this simple. And I post these, I will post the new ones August 3rd, Sunday night at the open at 5 p.m. Central. I will have these levels for the monthly for my subscribers, and I will post them. Please, please do yourself a favor, put them on your chart and understand these levels are major support and resistance zones. And once they break one way or the other, if they break below, at that point, they're resistance until proven otherwise, just like I'm showing you on the screen. Once it breaks below, it's resistance until proven otherwise. It's not, hey, I'm going to buy it because I think we'll get back above it. That's not what we do. Right here, it breaks its resistance till proven otherwise. Hourly close on top. We've got support. And we march 600-700 points higher. Same thing here. We come down, we test it, we hold. This is not a hold here. Look at the difference in these spots here. Okay, we hold, we hold, we hold. We don't hold. Very clear, we don't hold. We cut right through it. That retest is so important right here. And I'm sorry, it's a dangerous time for me to go live. My whole family's getting ready for dinner in there, and it sounds like they're having a screaming contest. My little girls, they're playing, but if you can hear that, that's what I've got going on. But once we break again, last night when this reopened, I was sitting there watching it on my phone, knowing that 28,180 was a level. We run right up into it. The high of that candle was 178.25. The pivot, that can't be the high of that candle. It says it's 178.25. The pivot is 179.41. We went right into that level, and then we trade 1,000 points lower. That's how powerful these levels are. What do I expect for the rest of the month? We have the seasonality weakness that I've discussed at length coming into play here. I think that if you reclaim 179, you have to buy it. If you don't get chopped up here in the last 2 trading days of the week. That's what I think. If I test 27,022, I'm going to buy that just because that's the overshoot and that's my bull bear line. If I get back above 28,179, I'm going to buy it. Am I going to short it here? Absolutely not. Like I said, 95%, 94% of the time we close above S2, which this month happens to be 28,179. I'm not going to step out in front of that, okay, and say, well, I've got a 5% chance it closes below that. I want to be short. That's not what I'm going to do personally. The other thing that I pointed out Sunday, and then I did in my live yesterday as well, and this morning, and I'm just trying to bring this to you so you guys have it in a hurry. I had it on 4-hour chart. I'm sorry. The VIX, this pivot for the month, 17,000 or 17,000. I'm in queue and you can tell my brain is a little fried. $17.11. We gap above it and we hold it. That's a danger zone for the VIX. You don't want to see that if you're trying to think you are bullish. You want the VIX. VIX goes down, the market goes up. Do not take that as that's what has to happen. That's what happens when it does. When volatility starts going higher, the market's going to sell off. Today, the whole market kind of caught the cold. The ES and the Dow have been holding pretty strong. This AI build out CapEx issue that this market's having right now has kind of spilled over into them today. So they were a little less than strong. Do not fight these levels. The VIX, we're above the bull bear line. We don't want to fight. The Q, we're breaking levels to the downside. Do not fight that. You will lose every time. You want to buy it when it recaptures levels and holds them for support. And let me show you what that looks like. Let's go out to 90 days. Right here. We test, we hold, we test, we hold. That's a great buying zone. And look, it goes higher. It goes S2, captures S1, builds across it for support, goes higher. Gaps above the pivot and holds for half of the month. That's where you want to buy the market. You don't want to try to buy it when we're breaking levels and not reclaiming them. We need to reclaim those levels to step out in front of that train. So be very aware of that. For the week, let me see. Here's the weekly pivots. And like I said, if you want these, if you have a toss and you want them, you can, I sell these and you can put them on your chart. I help you set it up. I can make your screen look exactly like mine because these are the two that I watch for all of my trading desires. Monthly on the left, weekly on the right. If you do that, you will not get on the wrong side. Okay. You're not going to trade as much. I have a lot of day traders that think they have to trade every 5 seconds. And I used to be that guy. But what I figured out was the more patient I could be, the more money I make. And waiting on these levels and using that as my bull bear line. Like, hey, we're retesting it from the bottom, can't break above it. That's a short. Well, you see where we are. Retesting it from the top and we hold. Great place to buy it. If you just wait and start putting these levels on your chart, or if you buy the indicator itself from me and we set you up where you can go in here and study it like I do continuously, you will see the progress in your trading and understanding of how this market moves and why. For the week, over here, we had a little bit of a hold here last night into this morning. And then we get the push, the pop, right? Now, then that was this afternoon, and then we die, okay? Great scalp trade once we hold the level, not one that I participated in. What I'm watching is this over here, 28,179 versus 27,022. Can we get back above that? You can see it's been nothing but resistance over here. Can we get back above that? Even if it is at the beginning of next month and my pivot is somewhere right here, let's say it's at 28,000. I know that right here, can we get back above that? Look what's been driving the sell-off. Let me show you. Let's just take a stroll down memory lane, and I'm sure everybody's tired of me talking about SMH and all the factors that are in it. But here's your problem. All the semiconductor chips and memory stuff affiliated, and a lot of issues in the AI CapEx build out. We know the names, we talk about them continuously. Has been nothing but sell, 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 sell. MU is down another 9.94% today, 10%. The NASDAQ is not going to do well when these that are all in SMH are doing bad. And if you step out in front of that, you're going to do bad as well. Look, we broke the overshoot. And just to show you how important and how insane this sell-off is, let me take it to a 20-year one-day chart. And you will understand that this is rare. Rare air. Look at this, just this sell-off. This was rare air on the way up. Now we're having it on the way down. Do you think that might have been a little bit of an exaggerated move? Yeah, maybe. 243 periods analyzed. Okay, so I'm on SMH, the ETF of all these conductor chips for 20 years worth of data. 20 years. S2, which we are past the overshoot, but let's just start at S2. S2, we closed above that 94.2% of the month. On 243 months, 94% of the time we close above S2 at the end of the month. Okay. So we got 6% chance we close below it. Okay. That happens 6 out of 100 months. All right. 5.5 out of 100. The overshoot. Let me zoom in so you can see it. The overshoot. Let's just get down to it. The overshoot, the dotted line. This is like the extreme calculation that we provide. The overshoot. We reach it 7% of the time, and we close beyond. Out of 243 months, we close below that 1.6% of the time. That's for the last 20-year look back. 1.6%. We'll just call it 2% of the time. So what I am sitting here telling you, 100% certainty, it's up here on top of my screen right here if you're watching. We reach S3 overshoot 7% of the time. So 93 out of 100 months, we don't even get here. Okay, so only 7 months, 7 times out of 100 do we even get to that S3. We close below it 1 point. We're just going to call it 2%. It's 1.6. It shows you right here. And I'm on a 20-year one day, 243 months worth of data. That's where I'm hovering my mouse. It tells me months analyzed, 243. We close below this 1.6% of the time. We call it 2. So 98 out of 100 months. 100 months. Okay. I don't know if they finance cars that long. It's probably getting close. It's like a third of a mortgage, right? 100 months. 60 is 5, so 120, so a little less than 10 years. We close above that level. That level is 527. We're trading 504 right now. Yeah, it's rare. The sell-off's hard. It's fast. It's aggressive. It's over leveraged positions that have unwound. And concerns about CapEx and spend and build out. And any narrative they want it to be, really. I think the Iran war means about as much as my mouse on this chart. Personally, I just don't think it's as big a deal as, at least not right now. It might become, but we'll see how that goes. 98% of the time we close above this line right here on a month. We got 2 days left to do it. Will it do it? I don't know, but you heard it here first if it does. Okay. And that's SMH. Mark it on your chart. Know what you're talking about. Learn about it. Learn what's inside of it. 527.26. Do we close inside of it? Maybe. But we will know in 2 days. Can we reclaim that? That would make a big rally in the NQ if that happens. It would be a 3 or 4% up day on the NQ versus a 3 or 4% down day. That's what is driving the market. Look at Apple. You say, why is Apple staying so strong? How's it doing it? Well, first of all, they didn't spend any money on AI and chasing all that. They said, no, we're good. And they really didn't. At first, it hurt them a little bit, but now they're looking like heroes because they don't have a bunch of debt and a bunch of leverage issues that they're facing. So everybody's running to Apple for a safe haven, which is key to the screen. It was only down $1.89 today. It's trading above R3, which is the overshoot to the upside on the month. We only close up there 3.3% of the time. So would you buy Apple here? I wouldn't. You got a 96% chance that it doesn't close up here for the month. Now, what you don't want to see, and I've talked to a few people about this, we don't want to see these mags, the Magnificent Seven that's been holding, Apple being one of them. Google's done okay. That day after earnings, they got crushed, but then that you can see like today, they had a decent day back up. Microsoft has been doing okay, come out of that bottom and has been holding. What you don't want to see are those names start selling off and chips continue to sell off, because then look out below. Everything is going to head south in a hurry. You don't want to see that take place. What you want to see, and Meta just had earnings today and they're down $40 after earnings, and I'll change it to a 1 hour chart where we can see that. And look, wow, imagine that. I haven't even looked at Meta, but imagine that. Look what caught it. We wicked it. We closed on top of it, S2 on the monthly. Next candle opens on it for the 1 hour, and now we are trading $20 above it. It's like they know they're on the chart. But look, when you see this, red candles that are trading sideways under the bull bear line for the month, that's not a positive sign. It looks completely opposite of the VIX. The VIX was green candles trading on top of the bull bear line, looking higher. This is consolidation under the level, not looking higher. Okay. So, and it proved it right here on earnings. Had a huge drop, closed at 585, dropped all the way to 518. Now it's trading 546. The biggest name in SMH, let me jump over there really quick again, because this is what's going to matter tomorrow and for the rest of the week and the rest of the year. NVIDIA. Now, just so your brain can register what I am talking about. SMH, all of the semiconductors, I want you to look at the chart. Where's the monthly pivot? All the way up here. We are trading below the overshoot. When I look at NVIDIA, I don't think that you can own enough NVIDIA. And this is why. Look where we are according to its monthly pivot. We're $5 below it. On SMH, we're all the way down here into the overshoot. This name right here is the beach ball, and you hear it first right here. I want you to hear me say this, is the beach ball that will not go underwater. When everything else in this sector is dying a fast death, okay, it's heading south. It can't get south quick enough. I mean, cold weather's coming. They're heading south. All right. It's just holding. It's saying, I'm not going anywhere because I'm strong. When this rebounds, NVIDIA will be a leader. You hear it here first. This is the name you want to watch because it has consolidated for way too long. And it's not consolidating to have an issue. Look at this. This is a yearly chart. If you draw a straight line, just call it through 186 right here. Look at all this consolidation that's happened right here. We had one little pop 2 months ago, but we're right back here to it. NVIDIA is going to be strong. It's going to find its day, and it's going to have a run. You can play it with leaps. You could buy shares. You can do what you want, or you don't have to play it at all. That will be a name that needs to be watched, and you need to pay attention to the levels on it because there's going to be some great opportunity to make money on that. Let's look at somebody that's leveraged like SOXL. These are leveraged ETFs. Let me see how much data I can pull. What do you mean by that? I don't remember this 3 times. Okay. This is a 3 times leveraged ETF of SMH. What do you mean? What I mean is whatever SMH does, This does it times 3. So today you can see it was down 16%. All right. Why does that matter? If you want to leverage your money and use it to scale in and make it more powerful in stuff you believe in, you can look at these leveraged ETFs, and they tell really good stories, because this is where a lot of big institutions go. Because you can see on the last run, it went from basically 60 to 300 in 2 months. That's a huge move. If you play that with options, yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's 100,000 times your money if you were buying options and riding with that. But anyway, here's why I want to pay attention. We are below the overshoot here as well. When I look at a 5-year one-day chart, 5 years, we haven't even reached it in 5 years. We haven't ever closed beyond it in 5 years, okay? We just don't. S2, in the past 5 years, this level right here has held 100% of the time. The story is, as greedy as they were here, and there's a big, you can go out there and read about it, because this is what's driving the market. This is your NQ, your ES issues. And this is why I've been saying, without participation from semiconductors, the ES is not going to new all-time highs, because the NQ is not going anywhere except south. And if the NQ is going south, the ES is not going higher, okay? It had decent days where it kind of held because the Dow was up. Do not fight this chart. As greedy as they were for that big $16 billion position or whatever they had in leveraged ETFs, it's been just as violent to the downside. We went from 302 to now we are trading $91, and they did that in right at a month. Okay, maybe a month and a week, but pay attention to these names. Because I have a lot of people have like, oh, I'm going to miss a big move up. No, you're not. Nope, you're not. Trust me, there's going to be moves every day. What you are going to miss is the story behind the moves. And right now, this is your story right here. This was the move up, and this is the move down. It's pretty amazing that the S&P has held as well as it has, but I've talked about the seasonality. The S&P and the Dow do not have as hard a time in midterm election years, which is what we're in, as the NASDAQ and the Russell do. And if you want to become good at this stuff, go start figuring that out and understanding what I am talking about. Because, hey, the NQ's up or the NQ's down, the Q's up, however you trade it. But what's making it do that? Right here. This is it. This is the this is the problem. So I foresee NVIDIA being a strong name towards the end of the year. Okay, it's only August, but I would say into late October, early November, I think there's eventually going to be a spot on NVIDIA where I load up a bunch. Like I said, this is not financial advice, and I will tell you when I do that, and that is not today. But eventually, NVIDIA will be a name that I will want to be a big part of. SMH could be a name that I want to be a big part of, but they've got to get this position unwound that took it to the moon. I mean, it went from 350 to 670. This is just a natural, everybody was here and flooded that side of the trade. And now you're seeing the result of it, okay? Nothing moves like this forever. It'll move like that longer than you think it will. But eventually, you get this move. Pay attention to this stuff for the NQ. All right, let's look at gold really quick. And oil, just for my gold, my silver traders. Gold had a good pop with the no rate change today. All right, it's been volatile. I don't know. I haven't been trading it. I know my gold guys have a lot of theory and my silver guys do. They love it. It's different. It's whatever. I get it. At the end of the day, the volatility, in my opinion, has left gold and silver for now. And when you have volatility in something, it moves. It'll really move, right? Exaggerated moves to the upside. Look at this volatility all the way to 121 on silver. That's volatility. Now that we haven't, that ball just kept bouncing smaller and smaller, and we're heading back down. So be careful with that stuff. Personally, there's a lot of good, hey, this is going to do this because of that. I don't know. I follow my lines. Same thing here. Let me back this down to a little smaller time frame. Oil, when I talked about this Sunday, I think we'd already gapped down. Yeah. Hey, we only close up here like 3% of the time over the R3 overshoot. No reason to be buying oil up here. No reason. None. I don't care if Iran says they're going green, they're putting solar panels in, they're never producing another speck of oil. Don't buy it when the statistics say you've got a 3% chance of winning on a 20-year look back. Don't do it. Don't. It doesn't matter. What matters is being smart about your levels, okay? On the way up, this mattered. We had green candles, beautiful green candles. Look at this. And if you buy my indicator, I give you these candles. And these measure momentum on much different time frames, much larger time frames, and they measure it a specific way. Got these beautiful green candles that are breaking levels, consolidating above them, breaking levels, consolidating, breaking levels, going higher. Okay, just walk these stairs. That's beautiful. Beautiful. I love when we get green candles that break above a pivot and hold. Just buy it. Buy that. And say, if it gets back below that, I'll get out. If not, I'll at least hold it to first target, 75, 69 to 75. At that point, you trim, and then you keep runners and you let them go. And I know it's easy for me to sit here and say, but I study this stuff so much that you got to understand that stuff matters, and this is how it works. Do not get caught up in these little intraday moves. Like, I'm going to buy it here. Now I get flushed out. No, I wanted to buy it back here. I want to buy it on a retest of this. Great retest right here. We break above it and we wick it right here. That's a great retest to buy. I'm not trying to get caught up in little moves because that will chew you up and spit you out and exhaust you. Ask me how I know. I've done it. Tesla. Let's talk about Tesla. For y'all that don't follow Tesla. Tesla used to be kind of a cult stock. Like, everybody wanted Tesla. And they will again, because they'll merge it with SpaceX. Elon will do that, I bet. And when he does that, everybody's going to want in them. All right. Breaks the bull bear line. Do you see the theme here? On these monthly charts, when we either get above or below that monthly pivot, the bull bear line that I have in bright red, first target, second target. Now we're coming down here to third target, the overshoot. Doesn't happen much. This stuff keeps you on the right side of those moves. Hey, I'm buying Tesla because whatever. No, you're not. You're below the bull bear line. Could have bought it here for a $10 scalp. But if you're trying to swing this off of a bigger time frame, you buy it here and you get out here on this candle here. This says, nope, not going higher. We're breaking. We're getting red candles. Target, next target, okay? You could buy Tesla if it reclaims 326.36 and holds. I told everybody, Google, when I went Sunday, hey, it's holding above this 321.12, probably could be a good play as long as it holds. Guess what? It held, went to 342. I hope somebody got that $20 move on Google, because that's what you look for. It's holding a pivot. Held it on this retest, and it goes to the next target. Pretty simple there. And I think I referenced Microsoft too, because it was here holding the bull bear line. Yeah. Hey, might be a good place to buy this as long as this 380.83. And this was Sunday when I was talking right here. Right here. It's at 425 now from 380. I try to bring this to you not to say, hey, I'm right or anything like that, because that's not the case at all. I'm actually just realized I'm not smart enough to make a trading system that's not simple. This is the simplest way to trade a market and understand your bull bear line. And I'm either right or I'm wrong. Okay. And like I said, when you see a stock that is holding its monthly pivot, you look higher. When you see a stock that breaks below its monthly pivot, so here's Microsoft, held that monthly pivot all the way across. We had the news candle here. We had just a little, and you can see it doesn't even stay below an hour. Okay. That's real consolidation, and that's a real level to use. We jump back to Tesla. When you see a stock that breaks the pivot and cannot get back on top of it on retest, you don't buy that. I don't say you have to short it unless you're into that. Like I short the NQ all the time and long the NQ, but that doesn't mean you have to short it, but that just means you're going to have better prices ahead to try to allocate money. It's no guarantee. It's, hey, I'm going to try to allocate some at 372. You look at it the next day, it's 382. Awesome. If I bought options, I can trim some. I can keep that profit. If I'm holding shares, I've got a stop loss down here below it. It gets through there. Great. Where's my next place to try to buy it? 326. If we hold it, we cut right through it. We never even test it to hold. Nothing. All we do is cut through it and consolidate under it and go lower. That's the difference in how you view this stuff. Do not think, turn your brain off and watch the levels. That's all you have to do. Consolidating under the level, retesting from the bottom. I'll flip this chart. Let me show you what it'd look like if it was bullish. I'll flip it upside down. Let me, if I can get there we go. This is what it would look like if this was a bullish pattern. See the difference? This is the NQ turned upside down. Look, we held the pivot, and I know it kind of generates these weird because it has a hard time flipping my pivots upside down, but we hold the pivot. We go up first target, get on top of first target, and now we're trading up here almost the second target, right? But it's flipping it so it messes that level up. But anyway, that's what a bullish pattern looks like. Hey, we bust through the first target. Where's our next buy on a retest? We go higher. That's, of course, not what the NQ looks like, because if I flip it back over to what it normal, well, this is what bullish pattern looks like. Break a level, retest, retest, head south. All right, I'm going to quit boring you with all this. Hey, if you want these, tell me. If you're having trouble using them, tell me. And I will help you. I will guide you through that and say, I'm going to tell you what I'm sitting here telling you right now. Start on your monthly, start learning these levels and learning how to use them. Then you can start watching the weekly and understanding. You break the weekly pivot. Your first opportunity if you want to scalp is S1. That's a great bounce on the NASDAQ, 957. That's a 300-point bounce right away. Not too bad. All the pivot levels work the same. The lines are support or resistance till proven otherwise. This is your the main watch right here. It's this pivot. When it breaks, first target. We're not trying to do anything else. So I will help you, guide you through that. You can see once this pivot broke from the bottom, resistance, resistance, finally made first target. Okay, these are weeklies. They're not as big as the monthly. Figure this out. Slow yourself down, get some understanding, and you will be much better for it. All right. I'm going to go eat dinner, and then I've got football. Let's talk soon, as always.